Right now, as Madison continues to try to move past its surge in coronavirus cases, the city is looking ahead to its economic recovery plan. And as thousands of UW-Madison students return to campus next week, they'll be welcomed by a new COVID testing plan. Why the school that developed it says it will work here too. Plus, President-elect Joe Biden introduces another cabinet nominee. Why he says this is his most important introduction yet.
This is News 3 Now at 6.
Thanks for joining News 3 Now at 6. I'm Amanda Quintana. The city of Madison is diving into a COVID-19 recovery plan, not only from a health standpoint, but also economically. Gabriela Becerra joins us live outside the Orpheum Theater with more on how the city plans to help one group that was struggling even before this pandemic.
Well, Amanda, after venues like the Orpheum were forced to close last year, local musicians had to look elsewhere or stop performing altogether. But the city is hoping to change that.
If that was the case a year ago, it's even worse right now.
A year of canceled events and virtual concerts lowered the chances of a local musician actually making money for their time.
In music, we have a struggle a lot, especially in Madison. We have lost many musicians, and that was prior to COVID-19. So the situation is more difficult right now.
Now, local musician and city planner Angela Puerta is mixing her two worlds to help Madison create a music tourism economic recovery plan.
Through this equity lens, making sure that all music genres are involved, that musicians can potentially make a great living by doing music, which is something that it's not happening that much in Madison, so we want to reinforce that part. And help music venues.
The project is launching on Tuesday with over an hour of online music performances by artists like Puerta herself.
I'm actually going to sing there because I'm a musician as well.
And information on how the Greater Madison City Music Project aims to build a stage for struggling artists and music venues.
We can support those musicians who are usually struggling, how we can give them a good platform to perform.
The city is recording different metrics of its COVID-19 recovery relief program, including areas like music and art venues. Those are kept on an online dashboard, but they have not yet been updated for 2021.
All right, Gabriela Becerra reporting live tonight. Thank you so much, Gabby. The Packers look like they're on their way to the NFC Championship game once again. Green Bay leads the LA Rams right now 25-18 in the fourth quarter of their divisional round game at Lambeau Field. Sports director Zach Hanley will have full highlights and reaction of the game tonight on News 3 Now at 10. 6,000 Packers fans are actually inside Lambeau Field today for the first time this season. Our news partners at WTMJ caught up with some of them to see how they feel about being able to finally attend a game.
It's such an honor. It's so sad that, COVID has unfortunately really derailed the process, the football experience. So the fact that I'm going to be wearing my Green Bay Packers, supporting the Green Bay Packers in the NFC playoffs, it's so exciting. My birthday's tomorrow. This is the best present I could have gotten.
The Packers had not allowed fans at Lambeau during the regular season due to the pandemic. They invited about 500 employees and their families, as well as frontline workers, to the final few home games back in December. Well, it's definitely football weather up there in Green Bay today, Gary. Let's get a look at the first warned weather.
Well, this time of year, you would expect it to be that cold that we would have football weather. And there's also been some scattered snow showers and flurries around. So take a look at visible cloud track. It looks like it just updated and took away the clouds. But for the most part, we've had mostly cloudy skies through most of the Midwest today. Live view from the Edgewater Skycam. Not seeing any flakes in the lights of the Capitol. On Doppler track, there have been a few flurries. A little band of snow showers up toward the Twin Cities may intensify a little bit as it moves southeast and could move through parts of southern Wisconsin. But right now, just a few flurries scattered around. Visibilities right now at or above 10 miles, with the exception of Janesville. They're at 6 miles. There also could be a little patchy fog out there tonight, but future track computer model shows less than an inch of snow accumulation in areas that even get any accumulating snow. High temperatures today, middle 30s, so we were above freezing. Melted a little bit of the snow that fell last night, and current temperatures are in the lower 30s here in Madison. A few places around 30 to our north and west. By tomorrow morning, we'll be in the middle 20s with snow showers and flurries overnight, and a chance of flurries during the day tomorrow with a high temperature temperature of 30. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast that includes a couple of shots of colder weather next week and maybe a storm toward the end of next weekend.
All right. Thank you so much, Gary. A 60,000 square foot building at the Cold Spring Egg Farm in Palmyra partially collapsed this morning. City officials say they responded to that incident around 7 o'clock. All employees were accounted for and able to leave the building on their own. Several people who were injured were treated and released at the scene. Officials say the collapse was caused by a natural gas leak. We Energies secured the leak later this morning. Turning to our coronavirus headlines, Wisconsin has surpassed 520,000 all-time cases of COVID-19. DHS and county dashboards show an increase of more than 1,700 cases over the past day. 120 additional deaths are being reported. 73 of those are in Milwaukee County. DHS says about 27,000 of the state's cases remain active. A new public health order is in effect in Wisconsin. Governor Evers announced the order yesterday, which extends the state's mask mandate. A current mandate was set to expire next week. Evers says the new order extends the requirement for another 2 months as the state works on distributing vaccines. Badgers will begin their return to UW-Madison campus this week. The start of a new semester means new classes, new professors, and another big change, a new coronavirus response. Abby Schinderly explains how the program made its way from a rival Big Ten school to Madison.
UW-Madison began its new COVID-19 testing program this week, based off of the SHIELD program that piloted last fall at the University of Illinois. Developers of the program are working closely with UW-Madison to help it succeed here.
Because of the university's similar sizes, members of the Illinois SHIELD team say the program could help turn a new corner for Madison's high number of coronavirus cases. Students are now required to get tested twice a week, but developers of the program say the success of it depends on much more than just that.
SHIELD is a combination of the test, the response to the test, and then all of the other non-test controls. So that's masks, distancing, minimizing your social networks.
The goal of the new program is to test as many students as possible to stop the spread of the virus on campus and into the community. UW's positivity rate spiked as high as 12% at one point last fall, but the program's developers say the new response could help bring it down to where Illinois regularly was, closer to 0.5%.
Students from U of I say that the required testing makes them feel much safer while being on campus. Tune into News 3 tonight at 10 for why the developers of the program are telling Badgers to embrace it.
In Madison, Abby Schinderly, News 3 Now.
Last night, President-elect Joe Biden laid out his administration's plan for fighting the coronavirus and how he plans on delivering on his promise of 100 million vaccinations over his 100 days in office. Today, he introduced the people who will be leading that effort in his White House science team.
In a way, this is the most exciting announcement that I've gotten to make in the entire cabinet, raising this to a cabinet level position in one case. These are among the brightest, most dedicated people, not only in the country, but the world.
Among those introduced today was Eric Lander, Biden's nominee for Director of the Office of Science and Technology Policy. Biden is elevating Lander's role, making the presidential science advisor a member of the cabinet for the first time.
Well, today, the opportunities we have and the challenges we face are greater than ever before. The president-elect knows that science and technology will be crucial in meeting this moment.
Biden also picked Maria Zuber and Francis Arnold to serve as co-chairs of the President's Council of Advisors on Science and Technology. The president-elect says Dr. Francis Collins will also stay on as director of the National Institute of Health. Still ahead on News 3 Now at 6, with Inauguration Day just 4 days away, many security experts are questioning if it's safe to have Joe Biden take the oath of office outside. Plus, local authorities are bracing for possible armed protests in downtown Madison tomorrow. The latest from Capitol Square tonight on News 3 Now at 10.
It's time to pack your bags during Steinhoff Steinhaffel's Winter Getaway Sale. Get a 2, 3, or 4-night stay at any of these great hotels. Steinhaffel's has the largest selection of in-stock furniture and mattresses for every budget. And right now, the entire store is 35 to 50% off. Plus, with Steinhaffel's special 60-month financing, your new room has never been more affordable. Get the new furniture your house has been asking for and pack your bags during Steinhaffel's Winter Getaway Sale.
People were afraid I was contagious. I felt gross.
It was kind of a shock after I started Cosentyx. 4 years clear.
Real people with psoriasis look and feel better with Cosentyx. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentyx. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about an infection or symptoms. If your inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen, or if you've had a vaccine or plan to, serious allergic reactions may occur. Learn more at Cosentyx.com.
Imagine facing Wisconsin's bitter cold winter without a warm home, or the blistering heat of summer without power, then having to make the tough choice between eating or meeting other basic survival needs. Unfortunately, over 200,000 of our neighbors in need will face this difficult decision with no place else to turn, including those who are now unemployed due to the COVID-19 crisis. Keep a neighbor in crisis safely in their home during these difficult times by supporting and donating to the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund today.
Dear Winter, it's been fun getting to know you. Sleet, blizzards, ice. I love that you don't hold back. We didn't take it personally when you tried to bury us under 6 feet of snow. It's cool. You do your thing, and we'll do ours. Stay chill. Toyota Trucks.
Right now, you can get $500 customer cash on a new 2021 Toyota 4Runner. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Watching News 3 Now at 6.
A person responsible for vandalizing a Nina church and school has apologized, but police say they still want to know their identity. Nina police say surveillance video shows the person responsible. They say he's an older man caught spray painting anti-President Trump graffiti last week on both an elementary school and a church. The city's mayor says he received a letter from the person. He says the man claims to be a veteran who became upset watching last week's riots at the U.S. Capitol.
The police are actively still trying to solve it. They've asked the person to come forward so they can talk to him about it. Whether or not charges would be filed, I personally don't know, but I do believe that this is a step in the right direction.
The mayor says the letter he received also contained $200 for the school, while another letter sent to the church had $400 inside. Wednesday's inauguration will be like no other in the middle of a pandemic and just 2 weeks after riots at the U.S. Capitol. With threats of more violence, some leaders are questioning whether President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris should take their oaths of office outside. Brett Conway has more.
Inauguration Day, January 20th, 2021, and law enforcement officials around the country are getting ready.
There's a great deal of very concerning chatter, and it's what you don't know that we are preparing for.
Hoping for the best, preparing for anything, especially in the nation's capital, where President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris are expected to take their oaths of office outside. But a former Secret Service agent says he's confident the inauguration will be safe.
The Secret Service, working with everybody, all of their law enforcement and intelligence partners, will ensure that Joe Biden, will take the oath of office outside, and it will be safe.
He says law enforcement is taking what he calls a multi-layered approach in its planning.
We see a lot of the overt actions, but there are a lot of covert actions that they're taking.
One senator expected to attend says the fact that the event will be so scaled down will work in their favor.
Much more emphasis when it comes to the perimeter and the guard and what they're doing. So in that way, it's going to give them the ability to make this a very safe event, and they have told us that.
And Biden and Harris say they're ready.
I'm not afraid of taking the oath outside, and we've been getting briefed.
With Harris telling NPR, we cannot yield to those who would try and make us afraid of who we are. Instead, she's thinking more about hitting the ground running after Inauguration Day.
I will be thinking about all of the people who are counting on us to lead.
I'm Britt Conway reporting.
Meanwhile, the Trump administration has carried out its 13th and final federal execution. Dustin John Higgs was put to death early this morning. Higgs was executed for his role in arranging the kidnapping and murders of 3 young Maryland women in 1996. Prosecutors say he gave a gun to the triggerman, telling him to make sure they're dead. The Trump administration's restart of federal executions in July 2019 has been controversial and faced appeals. President-elect Biden has made a pledge to abolish the federal death penalty. Higgs' execution was carried out despite an appeal to delay due to his COVID diagnosis. Coming up on News 3 Now at 6, it's not too late to get your hands on one of the biggest lottery prizes of all time. Plus, it's free fishing weekend here in Wisconsin, what you need to know before hitting the lake. And there will be chances for flurries tonight and tomorrow. Gary's back with your First Warn forecast next.
Worth of top brand home furnishings must be sold at Ashley Home Store. All furniture is up to 50% off store-wide. Plus, take a bonus 10% off our sale prices at checkout and interest-free financing for up to 3 years. Stretch your stimulus check further at Ashley Home Store.
If your dry eye symptoms keep coming back, inflammation in your eye might be to blame.
Looks like a great day for achy, burning eyes.
Over-the-counter eye drops typically work by lubricating your eyes and may provide temporary relief.
Ha! These drops probably won't touch me.
Xiidra works differently, targeting inflammation that can cause dry eye disease.
What is that? Xiidra? No!
It can provide lasting relief.
Oh.
Xiidra is the only FDA-approved treatment specifically for the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease. 1 drop in each eye, twice a day. Don't use if you're allergic to Xiidra. Common side effects include eye irritation, discomfort, or blurred vision when applied to the eye, and unusual taste sensation. Don't touch container tip to your eye or any surface. After using Xiidra, wait 15 minutes before reinserting contacts.
Got any room in your eye?
Talk to an eye doctor about twice daily Xiidra.
I'd prefer you didn't.
Xiidra. Not today, dry eye.
After a drunk driving accident, drivers may be punished in the criminal justice system, but the victims are overlooked. But not by Gingras, Thompson, and Walks. With devastating injuries and loss, drunk driving accident victims need an attorney to fight for a way to rebuild their lives. GTW lawyers have won some of the biggest civil awards. Recently, over $5 million for a woman who lost her husband and became disabled. More power, more fight, the most heart. Gingras, Thompson, and Walks.
The forecast calls for a messy commute. The Ford lineup helps keep you in command. Intelligent four-wheel drive monitors traction, and a terrain management system adapts to road conditions at the turn of a knob. So you're ready to take on the elements with confidence. Power through the storm in a new Ford Explorer, now with 0% financing for 72 months, plus $4,250 bonus cash. See your Wisconsin dealer today.
The $6 million stimulus sell-off is now at Furniture and Appliance Mart. Save huge on top brand appliances, including top brand doorbusters like these. Plus special no-interest financing for 18 months and quick ship delivery at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley Home Store off the Beltline.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
No lottery ticket matched all 6 numbers drawn last night. That means the Mega Millions jackpot is now an estimated $850 million. That's the 3rd largest lotto prize in U.S. history. The jackpot has been growing since September. The next Mega Millions drawing will be on Tuesday night. Thousands of Wisconsinites are out on the water this weekend for the Wisconsin DNR's free fishing weekend. That means everyone can grab their gear and go fishing without a license or trout stamp. The DNR says anglers can fish in all bodies of water in the state where there is an open season. One young fisherman in Madison says he's been doing this for years.
I first went fishing when I was, about 5 years ago, and now, now I've gone fishing about every year except for last year.
There are still limits on the number and size of fish you can keep and how many must release. The DNR asks people to be cautious on all ice and maintain social distancing. Let's get a look at your First Warn weather. Is it pretty safe to be out there on the ice now, Gary?
On some of the lakes, yes, but temperatures have been a little bit above freezing for the last couple of days, so that could result in some spots that aren't quite as safe. But I think over time, the ice will thicken up as temperatures turn colder. Now, we did have a little bit of snow last night. This time, the heaviest totals were northeast of Madison. Beaver Dam picked up actually 3.2 inches of snow. Arlington, 1.5 inches, 1.4 inches in Madison and in Janesville. But to the south and west, notice Monroe, only 9/10 of an inch and only 6/10 of an inch in Mineral Point. High-resolution radar right now just showing a few flurries here and there, a couple over eastern Iowa. A little wider radar perspective shows a little band of snow showers coming through the Twin Cities area that may move through later on tonight, but any snow accumulation should be less than an inch. So 3 things you need to know in the forecast. We'll see some snow flurries for tonight and tomorrow, some snow showers tonight as well. Any snow accumulations less than an inch. Then a few flurries tomorrow, otherwise cloudy skies for Monday for the Martin Luther King holiday. And then as we head into Tuesday, we'll turn colder. We'll see another shot of colder air for Friday and Saturday of next week, and then that could be followed by a more significant weather system. But with all the clouds, you can see how those temperatures have been right around freezing or a little bit above. Wind chills have not been much of a factor because we haven't had much wind around here. And over the next 48 hours, those temperatures will be a little colder, but still very little variation, mainly between about 20 and 30 degrees. Those wind chills at times dipping into the upper teens. But as we've shown you the last couple of nights, the pattern in the Pacific Ocean really starting to get stormy. A big storm south of the Aleutian Islands, a storm coming off the coast of Japan, another big storm moving into the Pacific Northwest. There's actually an area of high pressure aloft that's keeping the skies cloud-free over much of the eastern Pacific Ocean. That's starting to force the jet stream up and then eventually down across the United States. Right now, the main storm track is to our south, so we're just getting a little bit of precipitation and plenty of clouds from the storm systems that have been passing us, but we've been passed by most of the heavier precipitation. A little shot of colder air up to the north may drop in over the next couple of days. Temperatures right now, 20s up near the U.S.-Canadian border, some 40s and 50s to our south and west. But you can see that area, very little snow cover over the western high plains, so that allows those temperatures to warm up a little bit more than what we have in our part of the Midwest. So for tomorrow, look for some scattered flurries, high temperature at 30 degrees. As we look at future track snowfall for tonight into tomorrow, any locations less than an inch. 7 to 10 day forecast, dry for Monday, colder Tuesday, a brief warm up Wednesday, turning colder Thursday, some cold weather at the end of next week, and this is a storm system to watch for Sunday and Monday of next week. We could be looking at the potential for some significant snows in parts of the Midwest. We'll just have to keep an eye on that.
All right, keeping our eye on that. Thank you so much, Gary. Still ahead on News 3 now at 6, meet the Oshkosh woman gearing up for her 109th birthday and why her family wasn't sure she'd make it.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Where can a healthier heart lead you? For people with heart failure taking Entresto, it may lead to a world of possibilities. Entresto helps people stay alive and out of the hospital. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
Associated Physicians is excited to announce that it's been 75 years since we opened our doors. Lots has changed, but what makes us special hasn't. We've been so grateful for our amazing patients over the years as we've watched their families grow. And we love being part of the Madison community and giving back through supporting families. We've had 75 years of caring, helping, and listening. Visit us online at apmadison.com. Associated Physicians. Devoted physicians, trusted care.
We drive everywhere to help our son reach his dream of becoming an elite swimmer. So we enrolled in the Know Your Drive program with American Family Insurance. It gives us discounts for safe driving and other benefits, like emergency roadside service, which comes in handy, no matter where his dreams take him. With Know Your Drive, save up to 20% and get closer to your dreams. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
Culver's is a family restaurant. To me, that means being the place that puts a smile on everyone's face. We're famous for our cooked-to-order butter burgers and frozen custard made daily inside our restaurants. But we've always believed more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. We source the finest chicken to bring you our tenders and chicken sandwiches. And our cheese curds. They're a Wisconsin tradition we're proud to share with you. So take the next meal shift off and let us take care of you. Welcome to Delicious.
From Wisconsin to Washington, police departments across the country are preparing for several days of protests starting Sunday. What local officials are doing to keep Madison safe and what they want you to know before heading downtown. Join us Sunday morning at 6:30.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
A Wisconsin woman who also survived the Spanish flu pandemic in 1919 has won her battle with COVID-19. Now she's looking forward to celebrating her 109th birthday. WBAY's Jason Zimmerman shares her story.
At 108 years old, Ruth Strzelecki has been through a lot, but it's her recent battle with COVID-19 that has caregivers at the Parkview Health Center in Oshkosh feeling like she beat the biggest of all odds.
Remarkably, at this age, she was able to fight through that horrible virus and is doing very well today. She's gaining her strength back and becoming the old Ruth we knew.
After contracting COVID-19, Strzelecki spent several weeks in isolation, but fortunately her family says her symptoms weren't severe enough to require hospitalization.
Her symptoms were minor. They weren't major symptoms. She didn't have to go into the hospital or receive oxygen or anything like that. And she recovered and appears today to be totally free of the virus.
All of this as Strzelecki prepares to turn 109 on February 20th. Those around her hope her story of survival will inspire others who either come down with COVID or work on the front lines feeling a sense of hopelessness.
God has a plan, and his plan was to help her through this, and there is hope, and there's loving and caring people in these nursing home settings, and all the frontline workers are doing the best they can and rooting for their patients, so to speak.
Ruth was born in East Bloomfield back in 1912. She served as the organist at Bethlehem Lutheran Church in Oshkosh for several decades. Wow, 109 years old. Man, happy birthday to her, huh, Gary?
Yeah, no kidding. and having survived both COVID and the Spanish flu.
It's a strong woman.
Well, tonight we've got some scattered flurries that are moving through southern Wisconsin. Not very strong flurries, but visibilities right now at or above 10 miles, except from Janesville. They're down to 6 miles with a little bit of light fog. We'll also see some patchy fog overnight. Temperatures right now right around freezing, give or take a degree or two either direction. Any snowfall amounts will be less than an inch overnight. Otherwise, we'll look for mostly cloudy skies for tonight and for the day tomorrow. Some flurries during the day tomorrow with a high temperature of 30. Look for a quiet MLK holiday with a high of 28 and mostly cloudy skies. Colder for Tuesday, a brief warm-up Wednesday and Thursday, turning colder again toward the end of next week, and then a storm to watch toward the end of next weekend into the start of the following week.
All right, thanks so much, Gary, and thanks so much for watching. Have a great night.